welcome back to another episode of How to Food. Today we'll be smoking. Smoking is not very popular in South Africa, but I'm going to show you how to do it anyways. Start off by putting your smoker in the rainiest place you can find. When deciding on the date you're going to smoke, always look at the weather. Like you can see, I chose to smoke on the wrong day. The most important part of smoking is probably fire maintenance. In South Africa, we use Rooikrans for smoking. You don't want to use wood that is too wet, because that will give you a dark smoke and it will be too pungent. Start off by making your fire. Once you got the fire under control and you're building up some heat, then we're going to prep the pork ribs. When preparing your spare rib, always try and square it up. So I will cut off all the loose pieces, the small pieces, because they will burn anyway. After you've squared up your ribs, we will move to removing the silver skin. To remove this, you take your sharp end of your knife and try and get it underneath one piece of the silver skin. Once you've released the small piece that's grabbable, take a cloth and pull it off. It will come off quite easily. Once your prep work is done on the rib, we can then start seasoning it. I always use an oil or a yellow mustard as the binder. Put it down, rub it on the ribs, and then we add our seasoning. For the seasoning, you would only need salt, pepper, garlic powder, and paprika. Liberally season your rib all around. Once your prep work is done, you can leave your ribs to rest. While it is resting, it will absorb some of the salt into the meat. This is a good opportunity to make sure your smoker is all set up perfectly. A few tips: I always use an aluminium tray in the bottom of my smoker filled with water. This adds moisture to the cook. I also use a spray bottle filled with apple cider vinegar or apple juice. You can also make a combo of the two, or you can add water to either one of them. I give it about an hour to set prior to opening it up and spraying it for the first time. I will continue doing this every hour. At about the 4-hour mark, you'll see a nice crust forming on your rib. If you are happy with your crust, you can now wrap it. For this cook, I decided to use a spray bottle, but I also used a sauce bottle. The sauce bottle was just a barbecue sauce thinned out with water. Every hour, I would spritz and sauce the ribs. When wrapping your ribs, I recommend you follow the same procedure as when you're spritzing and saucing. Spritz the foil, put some sauce down on the foil, then your ribs, and then repeat. I wrapped it for about an hour and tested it. If the core temperature is close to 94 degrees Celsius, you know your ribs are ready. You'll also start to feel a wobble on the ribs. Make sure you wrap it tightly and that no bone sticks through the foil. Once your ribs are ready, you can wrap it in a towel and it will stay hot for quite a while. We can then prepare the sides. In this case, I'm going to show you how to make a quick cabbage pickle, and I also made macaroni and cheese. We'll be showing you how to make mac and cheese in a future video. The pickle is very simple. For the quick pickle, it's just 1 teaspoon of sugar, half a teaspoon of salt, and then 3/4 of a cup of rice wine vinegar. Mix it into a bowl that's appropriate size, add your cabbage to it, and let it stand for 5 minutes. Pickle ready. You can add cucumber slices to the same pickling solution to make pickled cucumbers as well. Once you've let your ribs rest, it's time to cut. When smoking ribs, you want to see a pink ring around the outside of the rib. That is the smoke that penetrated into the rib. You can keep your ribs on the smoker longer if you want it literally falling off the bone. But in this case, I want to keep the integrity of the rib there, and I want to be able to get proper bites out of it. Add everything to a plate and serve. I hope you enjoyed this, guys. Thank you very much, guys, and remember to like and subscribe. See you next time.